What's up, everyone? It's day 4 of the phase 1 of the Live Hard program. I just finished my 45-minute outdoor workout. Today I did the same thing as yesterday. I did a 35-pound ruck. I went just under 2.5 miles. It was a nicer day today. It's like 54 right now. No wind, sunny. It felt good. I had too many clothes on, so I broke a good sweat. And it felt good to be outside and get some fresh air, obviously. Get some sunlight and stop being just, stuffy inside. That's why a lot of people get sick in the winter, cold months. It's not that the cold makes you sick. It's you aren't getting the fresh air and the sunlight like you do in the summertime because you're clothed, you're inside all the time. You don't go outside as much because you're cold. You need to just make an effort, get some sunlight in the morning, get the sun right in your eyes, get some sunlight throughout the day. When your vitamin D levels get low like that, that's why you get sick. It's not just because there's sicknesses going around. You create a host for the sicknesses to attach to. That's why you get sick, and you see other people not get sick. Even if they're in the same household, somebody might get sick and the spouse not get sick, and they're sleeping in the same bed doing, touching and all that kind of stuff. So it's up to you to keep your immune system built up in these months. And then one of those things you can do is get sunlight, or at least supplement with vitamin D3. Today's been a good day. It's still only day 4. It's only a 30-day phase, but still motivated, no problems. I woke up this morning, did my over an hour on the tread climber, which I didn't count. After that, I every morning I do wake up. Immediately I wake up and hydrate. You have to hydrate when you wake up. You've been sleeping all night. Your body needs to get to functioning correctly, and the best way to do that is get some water in the system. Most of your body is made up of water, so I like to take I just basically take a pinch of Celtic sea salt and just chew it up straight out of the bag, and then I mix up. I'll drink a bottle of water, and I'll have a separate bottle full of First Form Essential Amino Acid Blend Branch Chain Hydration, and I'll do that while I'm doing my morning cardio. After that, I get ready for the day. I take a shower. Part of this program, phase 1, 5-minute cold shower. Still not used to it. I had a sense today of, I almost looked forward to it a little bit, because after doing over an hour on that exercise machine, I'm sweating pretty good. So it gets to the point where I'm like, whatever, that'll feel good. Not necessarily if I just woke up and got into it, I probably wouldn't feel into it, but since I'm sweating and hot and moving around, I take my normal shower, which I don't even take a 5-minute shower to begin with. So normal shower takes like 3 or 4 minutes, maybe less sometimes. But then having to stand there in the cold water, it's just, to me, it seems like a cold plunge would be easier. Not to say it's easy at all, but I've done ice baths before, and you're completely submerged, so your body just tends to get, numb from the coldness. When you're standing in a cold shower, it's only hitting parts of you, not all of you at the same time. So let's say the side of your legs aren't getting touched at the time that the cold water's hitting you, so they're not as cold. But when you spin around, it's almost like you're getting in and out of a ice bath. But also the cold months, it's 30 to 20 whatever degrees. The pipes are colder, the water's colder in general. So not to say either one is easy. It's I'm not used to it yet, but I feel like I am getting used to it. And what I've heard other people say is roughly about a week after starting, whether it's cold showers of the 5 minutes or cold plunging, just get used to it. So it does feel really good to get out of it and know that you did it, even though it was hard. Like, I'm home alone, so I just kind of yell and it gets me through it. But I also try to do the thought and visualization just to get your mind out of what's going on at the moment. I haven't mastered that yet. I might be able to zone out for about 30 seconds, and then I'm just still, trying to catch my breath and just remain calm and enjoy it. You got to enjoy it, even though it's difficult and it sucks. Find some enjoyment out of it. It makes it easier, and you're gonna feel better whenever you get done. Knowing that it's hard, you're going to develop toughness, mental toughness. Each time you do something that's difficult, you're just gonna keep stacking those bricks, so to speak. It's gonna compound, every time you do something difficult. And then whenever something difficult arises in the future, you're going to know that you can handle it because of all the other things that you've already handled. So don't think of it as just hard and you're not getting anything out of it. You're stacking up your mental toughness, and that's what is ultimately going to get you closer and closer to your goal, if not exceed your goal and move on past it. But the diet's going good still, no problems following the diet. I weighed 222 today. I started at 225, so 3 pounds, 4 days. I expect to probably get down to about 210 in the 30 days, just because I wasn't really following a diet. And initially, whenever I get back onto following a diet, I usually lose about 10 pounds just because of the glycogen that's being stored from eating processed crap, carbs. Whenever I'm doing this diet like this, I'm cycling between 50 to 150 grams of carbs a day. Some days might be 50, the next day might be 100, the next day's 150, and so on and so forth, depending on what I'm working out or what I have going on. You cycle it like that. It's kind of like a shock to your system, kind of like intermittent fasting would be, but with carb cycling. So if you haven't tried that, it's good to try it. Instead of just staying at, let's say, 150 a day, you can rotate. Then you're still getting in less calories throughout the week because of just that little change. And it's not that difficult. You just find things to replace it with that are gonna basically something to fill you up, like a vegetable, or I like sliced carrots or peas, which I don't really eat a whole lot of peas, but the sliced carrots, I mean, carrots are really nothing. They're not gonna, you could almost eat infinite carrots and you're not gonna throw your diet away, but still keep, measure what you're eating. Don't just eat a million carrots. But other than that, last night the Real American Freedom drop landed and lasted 4 minutes. Andy posted everything was sold out in 4 minutes. So, and they had double the inventory of the first time. I got a shirt and a patch. I didn't really need to get a whole lot more stuff. I have 3 hats and some shirts already. So if you missed out, there will be probably more in the future, and there will be more to get during the drop instead of just selling out in 4 minutes. There's so many of you guys that are interested in it and stand behind what it means to wear the freedom gear, the bison, the quickest path through a storm isn't running from it, it's going straight through it. And that's what a bison does. It hits it head on. And that's what you need to do with everything in your life. Whenever there's something difficult ahead of you, you need to just go and just head straight in. You're going to get through it faster, and you're going to learn, and you're going to see what you need to do for the next time whenever you hit another storm. But today, the thing I want to touch on was something that I do. I'll make this video a little bit shorter. Yesterday's video was like 30 minutes, and it took a whole day to upload. So I didn't miss a day. That just took literally almost a whole day to upload. I don't have very good service at my house, so it took until I went to get on Wi-Fi at the gym. But one thing I used to do and kind of still do is basically you just consume all this information, you consume all this motivation, you listen to all the talks, all the people that are giving these speeches, the masterminds, all the podcasts, you read all the books, but you don't have the life that you want, but you don't see why you don't see why nothing's working for you. Well, the problem is you're just consuming and consuming and consuming and not taking action on anything. I found myself in the past where I'd be not doing what I should be doing. And I knew I wasn't doing what I should be doing, but I was telling other people what they should be doing. You should do this. You would be good at this. Meanwhile, I'm not doing anything to show that I even believe in doing things like that, taking the first step. So now that I've started making these videos, I feel like I'm on the right path of going somewhere, but a lot of people will just consume and not ever get anything. It's good. The best thing to do is to pick 1 or 2 people that have done what you want to do and then see what they did and then replicate it. And if you're putting in the work and you saw what they did and you understand the method and everything like that, most likely you're going to get where you want to go, or at least most of the way there, probably further than what you would ever imagine. So don't just be somebody that, scrolls through all the people, listens to all the things, And like I said, I've done this. Everything that I talk about whenever I give this little speech or motivation at the end is stuff that I deal with, or I've dealt with, or I have a problem with still. I'm not saying this to like talk down on anybody, because it's easy to do. There's so many people that have a good message, but you also have to look at who's giving that message and how did they even get to where they are. Some people, and this is something also that I have a problem with, that I've had to, I'll see somebody that is doing very good. They got the money, all the stuff, and they got a good message. But you look back at how they got to where they are, their rise to fame, so to speak, and most of it was a complete lie. And there's provable documents that there's stuff that they're saying is lies, but they have a good way of delivering it, and they look the part. And what they're doing now sounds good, and they've helped thousands or millions of people, allegedly, but everything they said to start to get to where they are was a lie. So is that person really worth following? If they're a liar, they're still telling the lies. The lies have changed multiple times. So if you find yourself looking at those kind of people and you know that they're that way, but you have this jealous, so to speak, outlook at what they have because of how they got it, the universe doesn't, and God don't recognize that you're saying they shouldn't be there because of this. They're seeing it, or its understanding of your energy that you're putting out is that you don't like their success and or money or things, and that's putting out the energy that you don't want those things because you don't like them. So if you find yourself looking at people that you think shouldn't be in the position that they're in, no matter how they got there, it's not up to you to judge or decide whether it was ethical or moral or they should be there or not. You could just delete that person and stop following any of their stuff. That's the best thing that I've seen for me anyways, because I'll be a hater. I'll catch myself being a hater. And I also recognize that whenever you put out that energy, like Andy always talks about, I think that's the first person that I've ever heard talk about putting out that kind of energy, is telling the universe you don't want those things, and then you never get it. So you want to follow people that you see as doing what you want to do and replicate that and get to where you want to go. Don't be a hater. Don't be jealous. Don't be a consumer and just don't take any action. You need to, like I said, pick your path, develop a plan by following their methods. I wouldn't change much if you're going to try and change anything that you see that somebody else did, unless it's just outdated information and there's a better way to do it than, let's say, calling or mailing letters or knocking doors compared to social media or something like that. If it's outdated information, yeah. But if it's something that's important to the goal, you need to just do exactly as they did, and you'll most likely get where you're going. So that's just something I want to talk about today. I know I do it. Both of those things are something I wanted to touch on because, like I said, I'll catch myself being a hater because, there's unethical people. There's people a lot of the time, you think of the people that are rich, or how'd they get there? They've screwed somebody over. It's not always the case, but that there's a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths that don't have any kind of money or success. So whenever they see that, that's the kind of energy that is put out. And like I said, that's just saying that you don't want it to, and it doesn't know the difference. If you want to call it the universe or God or the frequencies of the world and the universe, it's really God, but whatever you want to call it. I got some people unsubscribed after I talked about God. One of my episodes, whenever I was doing 75 Hard, it didn't say who or anything, but I know that's what it was because that's what I talked about, and then that happened. So whatever. I'm gonna start saying whatever I want. I tried to keep this as much, motivational positivity, but without putting any kind of political or, just personal beliefs into anything, but just for the fact that I would like my videos to get seen is the only reason, but whatever. Yeah, it's feeling good. No problems. Today I had one of my best friends growing up, still one of my best friends today, reached out to me, sent me the screenshot of how he downloaded the 75 Hard app and said, hey, I could use some help staying accountable. So there's one person that I know that is taking the example that I set in my world, my little circle world over here in North Texas. And I mean, that's just one. There's probably multiples, but this one actually spoke to me about it. So it makes me feel good to know that other people are wanting to do the exact same thing. They're going to change their life, which this guy's he's been working out. He's a officer in the Air Force and lieutenant in the Air Force, I believe, and stand-up guy. So it's not like he has a lot to change, but there's a lot of stuff in our mindset that we have to change. So to get ourselves from putting off the things that we know we need to do and doing them either way. And so after he sent me that screenshot of the app, that he had paid for the app, I sent him episode 208. So if you've never done the program and you want to learn all about the Live Hard and the 75 Hard program, episode 208 on the Real AF feed, you can learn all about everything about it. There's a book, the book on mental toughness. It is sold out right now, so you'll have to just follow andyfrisella.com and try to get whenever you can. The 75 Hard book might still be available. You can learn about 75 Hard with the book, but 75 Hard and Live Hard is explained in the book on mental toughness, so you want that. Also, if you haven't read The Power of One More by Ed Milet, my daughter has it. The Power of One More by Ed Milet, definitely got to read that. I've read it twice. I'll probably be reading it again after I read the book on mental toughness, just because there's just so much stuff in it that you need to hear or read and see and implement, just, going above and beyond. So that's all I got for today. I'll be back tomorrow for day 5. Peace.